What's going on, Pisces? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, shares, donations. Your support really does warm my heart, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. You are in for an amazing journey. Now, the theme of this week's monthly spread is going to be business, Pisces, and all the ways that you can embody your empire, embrace that inner mogul in you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, I'm literally surrounded. It's kind of fantastic. Perks of knowing someone with a geology background. But the vibrations are awesome here. So, as some of you, if you've been following for a minute, you've noticed I've had to I've changed up spaces a little bit. I'm visiting some family for a couple weeks here, so kind of shaking things up for a little bit. I felt like you were getting a little too comfortable, so now I got to keep you on your toes there, Pisces. But with this spread, I'm going to be pulling 10 cards, and I'll be doing clarifications as need be, and of course a good old surprise card at the end. So don't you worry. And in case y'all were curious, using my OG deck, Aleister Crowley's Thug deck. And I've included a link for this deck and other decks that I like using down in the description box below. So definitely check that out if you're interested, Pisces. But let's go ahead and get into your first card here, which is going to represent your current situation. So, hiya self. What's the current situation looking like for Pisces right now? Let's see what is possibly cooking up in your realm, Pisces. What you been up to? Let's see what's going on here. Look at you, Queen of Wands. And I feel like with the Queen of Wands popping up here, maybe some of us have been, maybe things have been kind of, I don't want to say like things have been kind of hectic here, but I feel like we've been in a place of where we've had to be kind of adaptable and all this stuff here. And lucky for you, being the mutable signs of the water signs, come on, you got this, Pisces. So maybe we've had to be in this place of where we had to kind of do some like outside of the box thinking, you got put out one fire here and like something else pops up. It's like, okay, I got this thing here, we're just been sort of, maybe just been like a lot of go, 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 go. And I feel like where that's good, to be able to adjust in all those situations here, Pisces, make sure, when we're going through this thing, making sure that you're getting some rest in between this stuff here, because that can be a lot, if you're dealing with, I don't know why, I'm feeling like, well, she's the watery part of fire here. So maybe that's, I was like, I'm not sure why I've got, like you're putting out a bunch of fires here, but, but excuse me, some of us, we may be, I don't want to say like stress is high, but, I just feel like maybe we just got like, maybe we're getting ready to take on add on something, here. Maybe we're getting ready to like go for that big promotion, or, maybe we're getting ready to, if you own your own business, maybe you're getting ready to implement some new ideas or something along those lines, but I feel like it's whatever the situation is, it's really kind of, testing your flexibility, and seeing how you adapt to different situations here. So, I dig that. That's something to, I feel like this is not, especially if you got something cooking up in the mix here, I feel like that's really cool. But if we've been kind of stressed out too, that's, I will say with that, there's, because sometimes I feel like maybe where, because this is Aries energy, the Queen of Wands. And I feel like sometimes when we start some things, maybe we're feeling like a little overzealous, maybe we take on like a bit more than we can chew here. And it's not to say that I don't feel like you can't multitask, Pisces, but maybe there's a more efficient way of utilizing your energy here. If we feel like we've kind of got like, we might have thrown too many balls up in there and we're trying to juggle all this stuff here, but stuff is kind of falling at the wayside here. I want to feel like we want to make sure that we're putting out like whatever, if you're working at a company or you're starting your own thing here, you want to make sure that you have quality stuff here. It's one thing to be ambitious and whatnot, but if we're just throwing out like rushed work, it's not going to yield the proper returns that I feel like that you're trying to put. It's not matching the energy that you're putting out here, Pisces. So, just something to, I think I'm going to get a little bit more on this Queen of Wands. Higher self, Can we clarify the Queen of Wands, please? Yeah, because this is interesting, Pisces. I just feel like there might be another little nugget in there. I just want to make sure that that I understand the situation here before we're moving on here. Oh wow, interesting. I love it. You got the Princess of Wands here. And so, I feel like with this thing, I feel like maybe, a lot of us, I'm getting like, if this is like an excited type of energy here. Maybe you've been waiting for this thing for a while here, and we're at this place of where we're just going out there and getting it right now. We're just really kind of, not like throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what's sticking here, but just Pisces, I am with that, but let's just be mindful of our energy. I think that's where I feel like that's going to be a good place to be for this current situation here. Just kind of be aware of how you're expending your energy, and I feel like we're going to be in some good shape. But let's get to your second card here. Hope that makes sense. But the second card is going to be some current challenges. So, higher self, what are some current challenges that you have for or that's here for Pisces? Let's see. Boy. Hopefully it's, it's nothing too big, maybe it's shuffling. But let's see what are some other things coming up for you, Pisces. Oh, okay, I see it's going to be a regal party because you got the Prince of Swords here. And I feel like some challenges, it's kind of, Pisces, I feel like some of us might be kind of spread too thin. I feel like maybe we're in this place of like, we want to do like all the things, but it's just like, this is you, Pisces. And keep in mind too, I don't know if I mentioned, this isn't a gender specific reading. So you're just all these people here. But I feel like some of us may be where we're this person here where it's like, we want to do all the things. And this is what happens when we're trying to do all the things. It's like, okay, go do this, and go do this. And it's just like, well, which way do we go? We're just kind of spread all over the place. I just feel like that it may be, I love the drive, but I'm just wondering, where are we being mindful with the drive? Is it something that are we just like, is there a way for us? I feel like it's about like kind of evaluate, like setting up, how do I want to put this? Like maybe setting up like a checklist here, it's like, okay, what makes sense to start right now? Let's get X, Y, and Z rolling. Get those things solid, and then let's incorporate V, then let's get W in there. I don't know why I'm going backwards in the alphabet, but you know what I mean. I feel like maybe for some, it just like maybe some, a little bit of structure, I'm not telling you to limit your abilities, but just get them organized so that we can, what makes sense to manifest here. Because I get where the Princess of Wands, at least in this deck, she gives me very kind of like almost childlike energy in the sense of like how she goes about tackling things. She sees something, that really excites her, and she just wants to make the most out of its energy here. But if you check it out, her tiger back here, when I talk about her, it's like where I love the energy, your tiger, Hector, I don't remember what I called here. We're going to go with Hector for right now. Hector's asleep, and it's just been asleep for a minute. We're no judgment here. She's got this crazy hat, Aries hat. We don't know what's going on with there. She's doing a lot. And Pisces, some of you might be doing a lot. And so I think it just might be just a time just to sort of like reevaluate, and then, just kind of reassess, and then go tackle this stuff, because I love the energy that you're bringing. So just keep that in mind, because I feel like with all these people here, maybe some of us were like managing stuff here, because that could be another thing too. Maybe some of us have just stepped up into like a newer role, for example, and maybe we're managing a lot of different people, and that might be where you kind of feel like you're kind of spread kind of thin. And if that's the case, delegate. You don't have to like solve all of the problems. A good manager for me is someone who knows like when they like, hey, like I'm at capacity right now. How about you do blah blah blah, do blah blah blah. Let's divide and conquer here. I feel like that's where some of you or that could be another potential thing that some of you are may be at. So just something to think about, Pisces, when you're going through this situation here. Now let's get to your third card, which is going to be where to find some help. So higher self. Where might Pisces find some assistance in this? Let's see. Let's see what's going on there for you, Pisces. Oh, yeah. Okay. You got the Lovers here, Pisces, and I feel like with the Lovers popping up, I feel like it's about kind of like really kind of like checking within yourself. You know, I know that's kind of that's kind of like a like let me get it together. You know, I know how that can sound, but Pisces, I feel like if you've been feeling like in this place of like where your excitement is almost kind of turning into anxiety, or it's turning into this place of just like I don't know. It's just like I'm getting like like some kind of internal thing. You know, kind of check in with yourself, see where you're at energetically, and see if how you're going about this thing is making sense. You know, because if we're ignoring how we're feeling here, then these things are going to higher self is going to find. Because this is the thing too. I like with about the lovers. I feel like this is kind of like your higher self kind of winking at you here, just like hey buddy, I'm trying to get your attention here. And you know, if we're ignoring these signals, then I feel like higher self will try to pop these things out in other. If we're not listening within, then we're going to put it without. You know, it's going to start bleeding into your environment here. Then we're going to, you know, going to start feeling stressed. You know, maybe some more weird situations start popping up. Then it's like, what's going on here? So I feel like some of us it may benefit us to kind of maybe. When we have a moment, you know, when maybe once you get off of, you know, doing your thing, you know, whether you're owning your business or working for somewhere, you know, kind of sit down and figure out, where am I at? You know, is how I'm operating right now in business making sense? You know, is there a better, is there a more efficient way? In Pisces, there's always a more efficient way. You know, that's the beauty of this journey here, is that constant refinement. And you know, I feel like if we look at, I can see where we can look at that as like a daunting thing. It's just like, oh, got to constantly change. But again, Pisces, if anybody could do it as with not just do it, but do it with fluidity, it's you, Pisces. Water, mutable, duality. You know, you besides Gemini, you're the other. Oh, and how funny! This is Gemini's card. Besides Gemini here, you know, you're the other duality sign here. So if anyone's going to be flexible and can find different ways of navigating this space here, it's going to be you, Pisces. You know, and I just feel like, you know, tapping into your strength and really making the most of the energy that you have here. You know, this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave that there. So I hope that makes sense, you know, because I get it, I get it, Pisces, but you know, it's yeah, we can always refine and we can always be better. So let's get to your fourth card, which is going to be some long-term gains. So higher self. What are some long-term gains for Pisces here? You know, we're starting to get ourselves together, you know, starting to delegate a little bit more, you know, things aren't starting to feel maybe as on fire. Let's see what's going on there for you. Nice. You got the Four of Wands here, Pisces, and I feel like with this, a long-term gain is you're going to get to that finish line here. You know, whatever it is that you were setting out on, you're going to get to that thing. But I feel like it's about setting those goals. You know, like what makes sense. You know, let's get like what you want to accomplish in like the next month. You know, then let's think 3 months, let's think 6 months, let's think a year. You know, let's you know get this thing mapped out here. You know, use these kind of like as check marks. Because when I was talking about, you know, the Queen of Wands represents Aries. This is Venus in Aries here. So I feel like it's like, you know, start with the thing that really sparks that passion, you know, that you want to pour your all into, you know, feed that, and then maybe find I just feel like you're going to get to this place of where things are going to finally start lining up for you. You know, it's just really just kind of like really checking in. I feel like self-care, you know, because I think of Venus is represented by the Empress. And, you know, I feel like maybe some of us, yeah, we just might be spreading ourselves too thin, you know, it's, but I just feel like if we get that focus, we get that drive, you know, we really understand how to work with our energies here, you're going to get to a place where more things are going to, where those accomplishments are going to start stacking up here. You know, you're going to start getting those, seeing some momentum here, you know, and getting closer to your, whatever your goal is. And then when you achieve that, then you can pick up something else, you know, start expanding off of that. So I like that. I feel like that's a very solid place to be. Now let's get to your fifth card, which is going to be some short-term gains. So higher self, what are some short-term gains for Pisces at this time? Let's see what's coming on in the near future here, Pisces. Wait. Yeah. Okay. Nice. You got the Nine of Wands here. And so see, I feel like now that we've been managing our energy here, I feel like now things are gonna, again, they're starting to line up, because this is the moon in Sagittarius here. And I feel like, it's one of those because when we're just like kind of like going, it's that it's the quickest way, if we're just mindlessly kind of spreading our energy here, it's the quickest way to enter in a hanged man situation. So I feel like some short-term gains really is really understanding how you operate in whatever situation is coming. Really understanding your how your energy works in whatever situation that comes your way here. You're going to be, again, I feel like your theme is just like it's just like adapting, and adjusting, and really kind of seeing if we've been feeling maybe kind of tired as late of, or maybe a little worn out or something like that, or maybe spread too thin, kind of like yeah, like sort of check in with that, because I feel like too, a short term, or excuse me, the Nine of Wands can also, it's one of my recovery cards in this deck. So I feel like some of us too are going to get to this place of where we can kind of relax a little bit, now that we've kind of learned to kind of like manage our energies a lot more. This is going to get us to the place where we can kind of rest and, kind of reevaluate, kind of charge up again, so that we can go out there and tackle that stuff with all that princess, all that regal wand energy that you were bringing earlier here. So Pisces, it may feel a little, I get the urgency of wanting to just like accomplish all of the things and wanted to just do it all, but at the same time, again, we have to be practical, or you don't have to, I can't tell you what to do here, Pisces, but I feel like it would benefit you, at least for some of you, if this is resonating with you, to just kind of really be, again, just kind of mindful with your energy, and just realizing that the force that you're working with here, because another thing with the Nine of Wands, this can represent tremendous force, but with that, with great force comes great responsibility. And, we want to be, again, we want to be mindful with this stuff. There's potential here, to really do some really awesome stuff, but it's just like we want to make sure that we're putting in quality, not maybe quantity in this aspect. I hope that makes sense, because that's really where I feel like the theme is going for this reading here. But let's get to your next card here, which is going to be some strengths. So higher self, what are some strengths that are coming in for that Pisces is working with? Let's see what are some tools that because maybe let's just see what some strengths here. Now hold on, Pisces. Nice. Wow, Pisces. It's Wand City here. I feel like there's something's cooking up in here, Pisces. I feel like with the Ace of Wands popping up, I really feel like it's one of those things. It's like, maybe because we feel all of this, I'm not sure if there's been like a surge of inspiration as of late, but something I feel like has gotten you to where I feel like you're wanting to do just more and do all of the things, and I love that, because the Ace of Wands, the aces in this deck. These are like your seeds here, whatever you're planting, your seed, whatever your pursuit here, whatever you're trying to get off the ground, or, whatever promotion. I was like, oh, had a brain fog there, or brain fart there, but, oh, now I'm doing it again. Whatever it is that you're pouring all of this energy into, I feel like, And I hope you understand that I'm not telling you to restrict yourself, but mindfulness, because it's when you're working with this much vitality, it is something where you can achieve something phenomenal, whatever it is you're getting ready to pour it into. And keep in mind, whatever your dream, like, if you're starting if you're trying to build, crazy empire, or you're working, building a mom and pop shop, or, just whatever it is that you're doing, I feel like it's just like really managing, really understanding the power that you're working with here, and finding a way to really get the most out of this energy here without just like throwing it all over the place, you know. Because sometimes I get where, if this is something that's been, because if this was brewing in my world here, I can see where you like, yeah, just want to go out there and just go, but you know, we just have to be, or just, I think it would benefit you to just kind of really be mindful, you know. I know I might be sounding like a broken record here, but it's just because I see how much you're bringing me here, because this is the energy that you're bringing me here, and you're coming in hot. So yeah, just be aware of that, you know, how we're expending this energy here. And I really think that this is going to really help you get again to this finish line that you're trying to accomplish here. So let's get to your next card here, which is going to be some weaknesses, or you know how I like to call them, strengths waiting to be discovered. So higher self, what are some weaknesses that are coming in for, or that Pisces might be working or may need to overcome here? Let's see some ways you can kind of refine this this big energy that you're bringing here, Pisces. Nice. You got the Knight of Disc here. And so this is, okay, thank you, higher self, because this is, I feel like, what I've been trying to get across here is, because when I'm saying like being mindful with your energy, you know, I feel like it's like grounding, like, how do I want to put this? I feel like maybe some of us feel like if we're not keeping busy, then we're not growing. But I feel like too, sometimes if we're constantly going and we're not appreciating the stuff that we've accomplished along the way, it's just like you're rushing to the finish line, and then it's just like, well, what did you learn from this thing? You know what I mean? I just feel like it's a lot of going, but there's no reflection that's happening. It's literally, it's other than this, you know, Prince of Swords, which has been scattered, it's literally been Wand City. And, you know, I feel like it's time to kind of ground this energy a little bit. You can still get everything that you're trying to desire here, Pisces, but I feel like maybe just like adjusting a little bit. You know, I wouldn't tell you to pump the brakes, but it's just like I just feel like we can be more more practical with this energy here, because this is Virgo energy, the Knight of Disc. He's the King of Disc in traditional decks. And you know, I feel like, again, if we keep going like we're going, it's going to affect our stability here, because the Knight of Disc, he's a very, very stable and, again, very grounded figure. I mean, look at that. His horse is literally rooted in the ground here. But he's also basking in all of his abundance here. And I really feel like this all can be yours, but it's just like, you know, he's the Knight of Disc. He's focusing on quality right now. We want to make sure that we have everything in line here, and then, you know, have that thing where it's kind of fueling itself, and then pick up another thing, you know. I just, you know, and, you know, maybe even get a couple things going, but make sure that they make sense, you know, so that we're not split so much that it's just like things get weird, you know what I mean? So yeah, I hope this makes sense. I'm gonna go ahead and let's move on to your eighth card, which is going to be what to focus on in the present. So higher self, what is it that Pisces should be focusing on in the present right now? Let's see where the focus should shift right now. Absolutely, Pisces. You know, this is what I've been talking about. It's like, or at least what I've been trying to articulate. You know, you got the Six of Swords here. And the Six of Swords here is like directed knowledge, you know, really focusing in on something. You know, I feel like if you were to take all of this energy and to start with, you know, whatever your primary thing that you're trying to accomplish, you know, whatever it is that really would fill up all of your cups, and, you know, it's going to give you that stability, I feel like it's going to get you in a place so that once you get that main thing started, then you can tackle all the other things that you want here. But it's just like it's building a base. It's like trying to, with how this energy has been coming at for me, it's like trying to build a bunch of houses on a beach. beach and you haven't, and there's no kind of, the foundation is nothing but sand. And so what's going to happen, of course, things are going to shift and it's not going to work right here. But if we set down a solid, lay down some concrete first, and we're not destroying beaches, Pisces, don't destroy beaches. I'm kidding, you know what I mean. But, if we're laying down this foundation here, then we're building stuff on top of that. You can build whatever you want, but it's just like having that base, it's I hope you understand that I'm not trying to, I really want to get it across that I'm not, trying to tell you to really limit your dream here. It's just like, we can have all this stuff. We don't need to rush this thing. All the opportunities are going to come to you when it's that time, Pisces. It's just relaxing to this energy, working with this energy, getting a focus here, and then expanding on that. Maybe some too, this is Mercury in Aquarius. So it's like maybe some of us, like maybe network, maybe partner up with some people. If you want to get some side stuff here, maybe you can assist some other people on the side while you're working on your main thing. Maybe that might be something too. We're getting into Aquarius season, and Aquarius season is about thinking outside of the box and and about networking energy. So if that's something that you're considering, think outside of the box. You have the energy for it. I feel like you can totally do it, but let's just again come at it from let's come at it from a mindful place here. Let's get to your ninth card, which is going to be what to focus on in the future. So higher self, what is it that Pisces should be focusing on in the future? Let's see what's going on there for you, Pisces. Absolutely, I love it. You got the 10 of disc here, Pisces. And with this, focus on that thing that's going to get the most bang for your buck. Because I feel like if we are planting 10 seeds at the same time here, then it's going to be, sure, you might have a groove at first, but they're going to grow at different rates here. And what if like 6 of them blow up at the same time? Then what are we going to do, Pisces? How are we going to divide this attention here? Then things get kind of crazy, and it's like our wealth it's abundant, but it's just like it's out of control, and not in a good way, like where we're making it rain. It's just like, oh crap, I have all these things that I need to tend to, as opposed to starting a root here, planting an Ace of Wands, and then letting this tree of life grow, because the 10 of Wands is shaped like the tree of life. How do we, what makes sense again to start on, and then how do we make that tree flourish? That's like, I feel like with this energy, like how this thing has been coming out here, it's like you've been yelling at a plant to grow, and that's not going to work. You nurture this thing, you tend to it, you make it beautiful, you refine it, as things start to adjust, you can adapt to this stuff. But Pisces, I feel like that, abundance can come, but I just feel like it's finding that one thing that makes sense, and that thing that really is yielding the return, quality, I really just, quality, Pisces, that's really, let's get a little bit more, I'm going to get a little bit more on that, Pisces. Higher self, can we clarify the 10 of disc, please? Because for some of you probably, because I just get a feeling like, well, some of you are like, well, Justin, that's what I'm doing. I'm focusing on my abundance by planting all these seeds here. And again, Pisces, it's not that I don't think that you can't do that, but it's just like there's something else here. Okay. You got the 3 of Wands here, more wands. It's really focusing on what makes sense. I feel like there has to be, again, I get the excitement of all the newness of starting a whole bunch of things, but I just feel like that there may be just one thing in particular that's really kind of calling you, that's really kind of that's wanting your attention right now, that I feel like is going to get you in this place where you can juggle all of this stuff here and really allow your dreams to proliferate here. But I just Pisces, focus. I feel like focus is going to be the name of the game here, because when I think too, with Aquarius energy, sometimes Aquarius has a type, or at least what I feel like with them, you know, being an air sign, you know, they envision the big picture. They can see the opportunities in all the little things. And sometimes I feel like with that, you know, that can be a little overwhelming where we want to have all of it. And you can have all of it. It's just like, is it time for that? You know, what is it? What is speaking to you right now? You know, what makes sense right now? You know, in your heart of hearts, you know, what are your instincts telling you? Because I feel like, you know, if we're like how I was talking about with this anxious energy here, you know, this is Aquarius's card, the Prince of Discs. This is one of their cards. And you know, I just feel like, you know, maybe just in seeing all the opportunities, you know, it's just I just feel like we're spreading ourselves too thin. So just you know, if this is resonating with you, yeah, just let's just be mindful, you know. Yeah, I'll in fears of, you know, to stop repeating myself, let's wrap this thing up, Pisces. Let's get to your last card, which is going to be some opportunities. So, higher self, what are some opportunities coming in for Pisces? Let's see how this story's where this story's going here. Girl, let's switch over. My girls here, the Empress. Weren't we talking about the Empress earlier? Because here's the thing. The Empress is abundant, you know, like that's something that I feel like, you know, she's definitely my card of self-care in this deck, but she's also too, she's the type that she nurtures stuff, you know, she's focusing, she has all this energy. She's going to focus on this one thing that makes sense right now. That's calling her. You know, that's like, oh, okay, this is a good place to start. This is a good area to plant the seed. And then she's going to feed that. She's going to pour all this nurturing energy. She's going to fuel all this stuff. I feel like maybe some of us have been just coming in a little aggressive. And maybe where I like that is just like, again, it's just like being, this reading is about, I feel like, you know, pacing yourself, quality work, it's an interesting reading here, Pisces, you know, and I feel like it's got me where I feel like my hands are kind of tied here, because it's like, I don't want to tell you that, I'm not telling you to slow down, or, you know, like, to that you can't handle all this stuff here. It just doesn't make sense to take all of this on at once, you know. Is there something that we can get that's just like really spectacular, and really get the most out of this thing, so that it can fuel all of the other things that you're trying to start here? Because that's how we work smart, you know. That's how the Empress works, you know. She's going to be the type, she's working with her energies. This is Venus energy. So yeah, Pisces, you know, I feel like it would benefit you to really, when you get a chance, to just kind of sit down and feel like what makes sense right now, you know, get a game plan, and then follow that thing through, and then just watch how things fall into place over time. Before you know it, you'll be doing all the things before you know it, Pisces. So, yeah, thanks, girl. I think I'm going to leave that there. Because, yeah, this was a very interesting reading, Pisces, and I hope that made sense. You know, that was, you know, I really just kind of felt like it was just all over the place. It's just energetic, like personally, you know, just like it was just like a lot of conflict or something like that, you know. So, but yeah, let's leave that there. So, if you like that, give it a thumbs up. You know, someone who might resonate with this, share this thing. You know, let's raise that vibration. Let's go spread that Empress energy around here, girl. I'm so happy to see you. We'll talk off camera. Subscribe. I'll say, what are we doing? Subscribe. Hit that bell button. You'll get notified when I release videos each week. I'm getting better about being all up on Facebook. And lastly, if you have any Cancer in your placement, or maybe you're working with someone, you know, when you're starting to partner up, you know, maybe you start working with a Cancer, come check out my other channel, the Sheridan Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there, talk lunar shenanigans, and all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise card here so I can get you out of here. Nice. Ooh. You got the art card here. And so, Pisces, you know, when you're going to manifest, whatever you're trying to accomplish here, you know, where, I don't even know if that really applies here. Here's where I'm at with the art card. I'm all for manifesting. I love I feel like everyone should go out there and create their world, and manifest whatever they dream. But let's manifest with intention. You know what I mean? If we're just manifesting for manifestation's sake, like what does that mean? Like what are you? I feel like we're just mindlessly throwing energy out here. I'm not calling you mindless, Pisces, but that's just where I just feel like this energy is it's feeling really forced right now, and I feel like maybe some of us would just sort of benefiting just from relaxing a little bit. You know. I feel like there's a balance that needs to be established, because maybe we have so many ideas right now. It's just like, we're just trying to get them all off of the ground here. And I feel like you can do that. There's a more efficient way of doing that here. So, I'm going to leave that. I think I'm going to leave that there. When you have a chance, just kind of sit with that for a second, see if that kind of calms this confusion a little bit. Maybe it doesn't feel like we're just spread all over the place here. So I think I'm going to leave that there, Pisces. So thank you for this, bringing this energy here. Even though like I said, it's kind of a strange reading here. I love that. It keeps me on my toes, and it's every experience is different, and where we're at in our different stages here. So I really hope that this helps. So stay safe out there, Pisces. You keep raising that vibration. And I will catch you on the next one later.